Welcome to today's video where we'll delve into a critical topic, recognizing the signs that you might be dealing with a narcissist. Now, narcissism isn't just about being self-absorbed or overly confident. It's a complex personality trait that spans a spectrum, and it can significantly impact relationships and interactions. Today, we're going to take a closer look at this trait, breaking it down to help you better understand it. We will navigate the often misunderstood world of narcissism, shedding light on its many facets. We'll discuss the characteristics that define it, and most importantly, we'll explore 10 signs that could indicate you're dealing with a narcissist. This isn't about labeling or pointing fingers, but about equipping you with knowledge and understanding. So, let's embark on this journey of discovery together. In this video, we will explore 10 signs that can help you identify if you're interacting with a narcissist. Let's start by defining narcissism. This term, often thrown around in our daily conversations, has more depth than one might initially think. Narcissism is not just about having an inflated ego or a high self-esteem. It's a personality trait that goes much deeper, often rooted in the psyche from early development. At its core, narcissism is characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance. This isn't just about thinking highly of oneself, but believing that one is fundamentally superior to others. Alongside this, a constant need for admiration pervades the narcissist's interactions. They crave validation, approval, and praise to sustain their self-perception. But perhaps the most challenging aspect of narcissism is a profound lack of empathy for others. This isn't just about failing to understand someone else's perspective. It's a deep-seated inability to genuinely care about the feelings and needs of others. Narcissism is a personality trait characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. The first sign is grandiosity. This is a term that describes an inflated sense of self-importance or superiority. Imagine a person who constantly feels the need to remind everyone of their achievements, or who believes they are more capable and intelligent than those around them. This isn't just confidence or high self-esteem, it's a belief that they are fundamentally better than others. This grandiosity can manifest in different ways. It might be a constant stream of self-aggrandizing stories or a tendency to disregard or belittle the accomplishments of others. They may have an unshakable belief in their own exceptionalism, even in the face of evidence to the contrary. Narcissists often have an exaggerated sense of their own achievements and abilities. It's important to remember, though, that grandiosity alone doesn't necessarily mean someone is a narcissist. It's just one piece of a complex puzzle. Sign number 2 is the constant need for admiration. Narcissists have an insatiable appetite for attention and recognition. They thrive on compliments and flattery, often seeking validation to affirm their inflated self-perception. This need for admiration is not merely a desire, but a requirement for their self-esteem and self-worth. It acts as a fuel, driving their actions and behaviors. Narcissists go to great lengths to gain admiration. They may showcase their achievements, exaggerate their abilities, or even weave intricate stories to portray themselves in a favorable light. They are often preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, and brilliance, which they believe warrant admiration from others. However, their need for admiration is never truly satisfied. They constantly crave more, and when they don't receive the level of admiration they believe they deserve, they can become frustrated and may react with anger or disdain. Narcissists crave attention and validation from others and can become frustrated if they don't receive it. The third sign is a notable lack of empathy. This is a fundamental characteristic of narcissism that often goes unnoticed. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is a cornerstone of human interaction. It's what allows us to connect, to feel for one another, and to offer comfort in times of distress. But in a narcissist's world, this crucial trait is often absent. Narcissists tend to focus on themselves, their needs, their desires, and their feelings, often to the exclusion of others. They struggle to put themselves in another person's shoes, to see the world from a perspective other than their own. This lack of empathy often leads to insensitivity, disregard for others' feelings, and even emotional harm. It's a sign that isn't always easy to spot, but once you see it, it's hard to ignore. Narcissists struggle to understand or identify with the feelings and needs of others. Manipulation is the fourth sign. If you've ever felt like someone's puppet, you've likely encountered a master manipulator. In the narcissist's world, manipulation is a tool of choice. They employ it to maintain control, to feel superior, or to feed their need for attention and validation. Narcissists are adept at using others to fulfill their desires and ambitions. They can be charming and persuasive, making their manipulative tactics subtle and often hard to detect. They might use guilt, flattery, or emotional coercion to get what they want. It's a game of chess for them, with others as pawns. They have little regard for the feelings or well-being of those they manipulate, as their focus is solely on their own needs and goals. Remember, it's not about you, it's about them. Narcissists often manipulate and exploit others to achieve their goals, even at the expense of others' well-being. A sense of entitlement is the fifth sign. This is a key characteristic of narcissism that often reveals itself in various interactions. Narcissists typically believe they have an inherent right to certain privileges or special treatment simply because of who they are. This sense of entitlement often goes beyond the norms of reciprocal social behavior. It's not about a give-and-take dynamic, but more of a one-sided expectation. In their world, they are the sun around which everything else orbits. Their needs, their desires, their time frames are paramount, and they expect others to cater to these without question. This trait can manifest in various contexts, from personal relationships to professional settings, and even in everyday interactions. When this expectation of special treatment is not met, narcissists may react with frustration, anger, or resentment. They may perceive it as a personal affront or disrespect. Narcissists believe they deserve special treatment and are quick to become angry or upset if they feel they are not getting what they think they deserve. Sign number 6 is envy and a belief in their superiority. This trait is particularly revealing as it showcases the narcissist's need to always be on top. They often harbor envy towards those they perceive as threats or competition. This could be anyone who they believe is more successful, more talented, or simply more acknowledged than they are. On the flip side, narcissists also believe that others are envious of them. They tend to interpret others' actions and words as signs of jealousy, even when there's no indication of such feelings. This belief is rooted in their inflated sense of self-worth and superiority, which convinces them that they possess qualities others desire. It's important to remember that these feelings of envy and superiority largely stem from the narcissist's inner insecurities. They use these feelings as a defense mechanism to uphold their grandiose self-image. Narcissists can be envious of others and believe that others are envious of them. Narcissists often have a fragile self-esteem, which may be surprising given their grandiose exterior. Yes, beneath the veil of self-importance and superiority, there exists a delicate sense of self-worth that's largely dependent on how others perceive them. It's like a house of cards, really. It may seem tall and impressive from the outside, but one small gust of wind, in this case criticism or rejection, can easily topple it over. This fragility often stems from a deep-seated insecurity and fear of not being good enough. To compensate, narcissists may project a larger-than-life image, seeking constant validation and admiration to reinforce their shaky self-esteem. But when they fail to receive the praise they crave or face criticism, their self-esteem takes a hit. This can trigger a defensive response. They may lash out, deflect blame, or belittle others to protect their fragile ego. They are easily wounded by criticism and may react with anger or defensiveness. The 8th sign is boundary violations. This sign is a subtle yet insidious manifestation of narcissism. Narcissists, you see, have a knack for pushing the boundaries of those around them. They may do this by invading personal space, disregarding your feelings, or overstepping the limits you've set in your relationship. They might make you feel uncomfortable with their actions or words, yet dismiss your discomfort as an overreaction. What's more, narcissists can be notorious for not taking no for an answer. They may persistently impose their will even when you've clearly expressed your disapproval or discomfort. This disregard for your feelings and boundaries can leave you feeling disrespected and violated. Remember, everyone has the right to their own personal space, feelings, and boundaries. When someone consistently oversteps these, it's a clear sign of disrespect and a classic sign of narcissistic behavior. Narcissists tend to push the boundaries of others, disregarding personal space and respect for others' feelings. Sign number 9 is the need for control and dominance. This trait is a telltale sign of a narcissist. They have an insatiable desire to be in control, to call the shots, to be the one who makes the decisions. It's about power for them, about asserting their dominance over others. This need for control extends into all areas of their lives, from their professional environment where they often strive for leadership positions, to their personal relationships where they want to dictate the terms. They tend to be uncompromising, dictating the terms of the relationship and often making unilateral decisions. This controlling behavior can make others feel oppressed, manipulated, or just plain uncomfortable. It's a clear sign of disrespect for the autonomy and individuality of others. Narcissists often desire to be in charge and can display controlling behavior in relationships and situations. The 10th and final sign is difficulty in maintaining relationships. Narcissists often find it challenging to foster and maintain healthy, long-term relationships. This is because their constant need for admiration, their lack of empathy, and their tendency to manipulate others can create a toxic environment. It's not uncommon for relationships with narcissists to be characterized by high highs and low lows, with the highs often being very short-lived. Moreover, their inability to handle criticism and their constant need for validation can make it difficult for them to accept the give and take that is necessary for a healthy relationship. As a result, they often have a history of broken relationships and friendships. Narcissists may also struggle to maintain professional relationships. They can create a challenging work environment due to their need for control, their grandiosity, and their lack of empathy. Narcissists may have a history of tumultuous relationships due to their inability to consider the needs and feelings of others. In conclusion, recognizing these 10 signs can help you identify if you are dealing with a narcissist. We've journeyed through the terrain of narcissism, uncovering various indicators along the way, from grandiosity and a constant need for admiration, to a lack of empathy and a penchant for manipulation. We've seen how narcissists display a sense of entitlement, harbor envy, and believe in their superiority. We've noticed their fragile self-esteem, their tendency to violate boundaries, and their need for control and dominance. And let's not forget the significant difficulty they face in maintaining healthy relationships. But remember, narcissism exists on a spectrum. Not everyone who exhibits one or more of these signs is necessarily a narcissist. It's crucial to consider the overall pattern and consistency of behavior. If you suspect you are dealing with a narcissist, consider setting healthy boundaries and seeking support. Thank you for joining us today as we explored the 10 signs that you might be dealing with a narcissist. Remember, these signs are not definitive proof of narcissism, but they can serve as a useful guide in understanding the complex personality trait. It's crucial to approach these situations with compassion, patience, and a commitment to your own well-being. We hope this information has proved valuable in your journey towards a healthier, more conscious understanding of those around you. If you found this video enlightening or helpful, remember to hit that like button. It helps us to reach more people who may need this information. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, family, or anyone who might benefit from understanding these signs. And of course, subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay informed, set healthy boundaries, and always prioritize your emotional well-being. Until next time, take care.